welcome back to the channel. I am really glad you're here, and welcome to live stream number 30, August 9th, 2021. This is perhaps the most unprepared live stream that I will do yet. I had a live stream a few weeks ago, maybe it was months now, where I even labeled it totally unprepared live stream. I was more prepared for that one than I am for this one, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. Totally unprepared. There we go. Just had to do a little sound check. So, welcome everybody. I'm glad to see that there are so many people online already. Can you hear the dogs barking in the background? They are. I don't know why. Anyway, doesn't matter. This is a pretty directional microphone, so it shouldn't be too bad. But hey, Dave from RCAF Polar Express, thanks for the compliment on the picture for the thumbnail. I appreciate that. Ross is on holiday at the beach, but we'll try to check in. So we don't know if Ross is with us or not on holidays. That's like a British thing, right? Like, I know you're in Canada, Ross, but is that how you guys talk up there on holiday? Like, you know, here we say I'm on vacation, but you said I'm on holidays. I like that. I think it's funny, not funny, but interesting how in the UK they say things like hospital and university, like singularly, like he's gone to hospital instead of gone to the hospital. Or I go to university instead of the university. Just little nuances, right? Hey, Chris, over there at Watershed. Salutations to MCG TVers. I like that. Brutal Bob, good to see you. Brutal Bob, I love that name. I just feel like it's got to be a cartoon character, like on SpongeBob or something. Maybe that's what I think of. Hey, there's Brian from that Fix It Guy. Brian is going live, right, Brian? Why don't you tell us about that in the chat? I think it might be tomorrow night. David White, good to see you. Paul, Vinny, Margaret, MJA, Mitch, and or Jamie. Jamie did a major part of the last video for MJA doing stuff. Mitch gave up the camera a little bit, and Jamie was splitting wood and doing a great job. So that was nice to see. And there's John at home, Ritterbit, canning salsa. Nice. Obviously, that's homemade salsa if you're canning it. You wouldn't buy salsa and recan it. That's kind of a dumb thing to say. D6, good to see you. I'm sorry, 6D. And David White's already starting with question. If this is number 30, how many more will it take for John to win? You just never know. You just never know. John, are you making a video about that salsa? I bet you are, because you're pretty good at doing the vlogger type content of things that are going on. Hold on. As you remember, I had the worst cold of a decade, and it hung in there for 2 weeks. Actually, it's been, it was 2 Wednesdays ago, so that's 14 days. And then, so here we are. It's probably been 18 days or so. But so much better. I just have this dry cough right now. I do have some iced tea here. I know I should drink water or sugar-free iced tea, but I don't really care for either one of those things. Anyway, I am much better. I just, talking makes me cough, so could be an interesting hour. Let me lose this banner because we don't need to know that it's live stream number 30 the whole night. I noticed on my thumbnail that when you look at it closely, it looked like live stream 3D instead of 3.0, I thought. This is terrible. It's fine. It's going to be just fine. So that picture for the thumbnail, when I was talking about being totally unprepared, I was actually at work all day today, and I thought, I have to prepare for a live stream. But today I happened to be on the road, and I was a little over an hour away, and I was meeting somebody. Anyway, I was cutting it close. So before I left, I just snapped a picture in front of a building and I brought up an app on the phone. I don't even know which one. I grabbed one that makes titles, obviously, and I just titled it Livestream number 30 and created the live stream from my phone. It didn't take very long. So anyway, that way at least the announcement would go out and I knew I would get here. And then, so I got home at 6:30 Eastern Time, which is, as you know, 30 minutes to showtime. And I set up the camera because the camera was not set up. I have this little Joby Gorilla Pod that I set the camera on, and I use that because it's just the right height. And I couldn't find it. I was looking all over my desk, and I couldn't find it. And my desk is, it's neat as a pin, he said sarcastically, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Remember that I went to the fair this week. You might have seen that video. I hope you did. Hasn't gotten great views, but it's a fun video to watch, and I enjoyed making it. In fact, my net subscriber count for that video is -1. So somebody said, I didn't sign up for this, and they unsubscribed. That's okay. I feel like we're building a good community here. People subscribe, people unsubscribe, and the ones who who enjoy the channel and the content, they stay on, and that's what we want. A good you want folks to watch who want to watch. Anyway, I was thinking, I know I brought this little Gorilla Pod to the fair, and so I ran outside to look for it in the truck, was not in the truck, and then I remembered I recorded another video yesterday, which is going to come out here in the next couple days, maybe Wednesday, and I thought maybe I took it outside, so I went out to the tractor shed and found the Gorilla Pod, set the camera up. Is this boring? I hope not. Anyway, I set the camera up, and when I went into the Livestream app here, I was testing everything, and my movements like this were all like stroby and jittery, and I didn't understand why. Turn the camera off, turn it back on again. Same thing. Rebooted the, not the computer, but the app. Same thing. And I thought, well, my last shot is to reboot the computer. This is at 6:45. Now, you may have heard me mention before that my computer is now almost 10 years old. It's a 2012 iMac, so a 9-year-old computer. This thing does not start up very quickly. So at 6:45, I shut it down, and it rebooted, and it took until 6:55 to reboot, and then I had to reload the app and all. But anyway, all is well. It's good. Hey, there's my wife. Hello, Ann. Watching from somewhere afar. Maybe work, but not here in the house. And anyway, so that's why things are a little bit unprepared this evening. But I feel like we can roll with it because you guys always have such great comments and questions, and I don't mind talking about the channel and things that we're doing. So I'll read some comments now. Let me back up a little bit because there's a lot of comments coming in. I appreciate that. We have, actually, for being an unprepared live stream, it looks like one of the highest view counts yet. We usually have 35, 40 people viewing. We're well over 50 at this point. Still small potatoes in the YouTube world, but I really appreciate you guys for being here. Guys and gals. I had a couple comments from the female persuasion on one of my videos recently, and I thought that was really neat. She mentioned that she was I think she referred to herself as a gal tractor owner, and there's like 4%, 5% of my viewers are female. I don't even know if it's that much of a percentage, at least based on the statistics that YouTube can gather, and that's for people who obviously created an account and share that information. Certainly they don't know anything about you unless you share it, I think. I don't know. You never know how much they know about you. Anyway, so John is talking about growing tomatoes. Brutal Bob, I am 100, well, you can't be 100% sure of anything. Brutal Bob's asking me, are you sure you didn't have COVID? This cold was so bad that, how bad was it? This cold was so bad that I thought maybe this is COVID, even though I had the vaccine both shots, a while ago. It was really, I was going to say brutal, but that's your name, Brutal Bob. It was a brutal cold. And so like 1 day into the cold, I thought, I'm going to go get tested just because, you can catch COVID even if you have the vaccine. You just likely won't die. So I thought, well, that's a good deal. But anyway, it was negative. Got the results in a couple days, negative. But I'm so glad I went to get the test because, being this many days later, I would have been thinking, like, I wonder if it was. Could it have been? I don't know. So anyway, thank you for asking, Bob. But it was just a cold, and I hear it's going around. So if you get it, well, if you get it, you get it. Be careful, though. That's all I can say. Hillside is asking what line of work I'm in. I'm in facilities. I'm responsible for maintenance and repairs of commercial buildings. And I used to be more hands-on with that kind of stuff, but now I'm more in an administrative role. So we have some folks who go out and make repairs and do that. But it's a very facilities work is a very interesting business, and it is a great fit for me because I like to do a little bit of everything. And if you like to tinker, if you like to have your day different, something different every single day, it's really an interesting line of work because if you're working in a commercial environment, whether it be schools, banks, hospitals, offices, they're all buildings, they're all very similar, but things are always breaking. Like, it's just constant, and it's nonstop. But it's also interesting because it's just, it just keeps going. So thank you for asking about that. And David's mentioning that you really hope you have your fairs in New Hampshire and Maine. Yeah, I heard that a lot of fairs are canceled again. Our local fair was canceled last year, again because of COVID, but they had it this year, and it seemed to have gone well. Kind of crowded, but they are, mostly outdoors. There are some displays indoors, and they had signs up that said masks were required if you go indoors and look at any of the 4-H displays. They have a photography competition, things like that. But for the most part, everything's outside, which is nice. You can make the choice to keep your distance. Remember how I said if you have a question, if you start out your post with all caps question and then write your question, I'm more likely to see it. So, Chris, I lost it already. Oh, Chris wrote statement in all caps. Maybe the -1 subscriber is the phantom thumbs downer, which is interesting because I was just looking at the stats on that fair video, and although my net subscriber count is -1 for that one, I didn't get any thumbs down yet. At least in the last hour I hadn't. So maybe the person who unsubscribed didn't really dislike the video. They just thought, this isn't what I signed up for, and so they left. But they didn't give it a thumbs down. And so far I don't have any thumbs downs unless I do now. But anyway, that's funny. And Margaret, comment, all caps. Really liked the fair video. Thank you. And missed a lot. Somebody else had commented who had attended the fair that they didn't attend the fair. They commented to me that they had attended the fair years ago and were unimpressed. They just said, they felt like there really wasn't anything to see. They saw my video and they said, I can't believe all the things that I missed at the fair. Like they said, watching the video, it really looks like a good time, and it is. But you have to really just get around and look at all the displays. There's a lot to see if you look for it. So, thank you, the Tin Barn. You did like the fair video, but don't watch a lot of off-topic videos, and that makes sense. People subscribe to channels for specific content, and I've talked about this in the past. That when I started the channel, it's called My Cluttered Garage because I thought that kind of would be all-encompassing. I thought I was going to be making videos about home repairs, about projects around the home, and of course some of the outdoor and gardening, tractor content, and because I had the B2601, a new tractor, and I was able to make videos with it, it seemed to be that was the main source of interest for the channel. So it really has, as they call it in the YouTube stratosphere, niched down to that specific niche of compact tractors. And I do try to, like even the fair video, I tried to focus a lot on some of the antique tractors because I think a lot of folks who watch the channel are interested in tractors and farming and things like that. So, and David said he enjoys the off-topic videos. So let's see, we have that mix there. I've done some of these vlogging type videos where I showed the tractor shed where the concrete was being poured and where I tore down the outside walls. And I enjoy that kind of content, or making that kind of content, but it's more just everyday routine stuff. But that's kind of interesting. So thank you, David, for enjoying that, and certainly Tin Barn, no hard feelings for not caring for that kind of content. You watch what you like. That's the beauty of YouTube, and people put out different videos. I do the same thing. I have certain channels that I really enjoy, but some of their videos are like, not really interested too much in that, and that's okay. That's all right. Doesn't hurt my feelings too much. Seriously, it's okay. Hey, Vinny, you're looking for a win for John? We'll see about that. If you're new to the channel, if this is your first live stream, what we do toward the end of the live stream, and we keep it to about an hour. We should be out of here about 8 o'clock or so. What we do each live stream is we give away some of my vinyl stickers, a 3-pack, because I have 3 different styles of sticker. This big color sticker, this little color sticker, and this big monochromatic black and white sticker. So we do a little drawing and pick a winner from the comments. So if you're new to the channel and new to a live stream, stick around, because it's probably the most fun of the whole live stream. A lot of folks would agree with that. Tom, good to see you in your happy place when you're on your tractor. Definitely. There's Homestead Engineering. David, hello. How are you? That's an interesting channel, by the way, Homestead Engineering. David does a lot of work around his property. Well, it's homesteading, I guess, but canning and things like that. And recently he's been talking about purchasing a camper, and maybe he'll do some RV-related videos. I did a couple RV videos, and they were kind of fun. But again, the channel's not an RV channel, so I don't think people would really, if they subscribe to an RV video and then they see me do a tractor video, they'll be like, I didn't sign up for that. So I get it, but I may be doing some more RV-related video content just because it could be interesting to somebody. In fact, you know what I just got? I didn't even get it yet. That's how new it is that I didn't even get it yet. I ordered a 4,500 watt Champion dual fuel inverter generator. I got it specifically for the camper in mind, but of course you can use a generator for anything, and I might do a little video on that. I like the idea of being dual fuel, which means, by the way, gasoline or propane. I was going to say gasoline or liquid petroleum. I was going to say petroleum or liquid petroleum. Gasoline is petroleum, but propane, LP, as you've heard it called, stands for, I believe, liquid petroleum. But it's a gas. I don't know. Anyway, this generator will run on regular gasoline or propane. I had one before when we had a camper, but I actually sold it with the camper. Never put a drop of gas in it. I always ran it with propane. I like that because if we happen to travel, which we haven't had that opportunity too much yet, but I'm hoping that we will, I really don't want to haul around 5-gallon containers of gas sloshing around in the back of the truck. Even though the containers are sealed, whatnot, it's still raw gas sloshing around. I like the idea of throwing a couple extra propane bottles in the back. The propane you can keep supposedly for 20 years, and as long as it doesn't leak, it's not going to go bad, where gas goes bad. But it just seems much cleaner for traveling. So that's my that's my idea. So that's anyway. This generator is a 4,500 watt Champion generator. They sell one that is gasoline only. It's a little bit cheaper, and I was so torn because the gas version you can get with a remote control key fob. So you could be in your camper, and you could, if it's off, you can just roll out of bed, hit the button, start the generator, which would be nice. Or vice versa, obviously, if it's the end of the day and you have to shut off your generator, just hit the button without going outside. I like that, but to me it was more important to have the dual fuel. Vinny, what did I say about my wife? What? You're saying be careful. Did I say something offensive? Talking about Coyote Tractors here, and that is interesting. I stopped at a Coyote dealer. In fact, there were some Coyote Tractors at the fair, but I stopped at a Coyote dealer a few weeks ago just to walk around because I wanted to see what they look like up close, and I was pretty impressed with what I saw. I don't know anything about Coyote Tractors. I don't know what engine they use. I don't know anything about their reputation, but just looking at the design of it and the build, there were things about a similar-sized Coyote, similar size to my B2601, that I thought it was better built. It seemed like it had heavier metal on the platforms and the fenders. I was, again, impressed by it. So there's Phil from Peterson Farms of Little Nashville. You have a Champion gas/propane gas, has more output. That's true. I did read that with my last generator, that when you run it on gas, it has a few more watts of output. Why is that? I don't know. I guess because the engine maybe will run faster with gas than propane. I don't know. But my last generator for the camper, the previous camper, was 3,500 watts. This one's 4,500 watts. So the last one worked fine for the 13.5 BTU air conditioner. This one, I think, is going to work really well, too. Hey, Dennis, you liked the fair video. I appreciate that. Talking about the Ford N-Series tractors. You do have a 2N, similar to the one we commented on, and you have a county fair coming up in about 2 weeks. Yeah, the Ford 8N, 9N, 2N. I saw a 2N tractor at the fair, and I've never heard of that before. I knew about the 8N. I had a 9N, but this was a 2N. And somebody had made a comment that the 2N, I think the 9N came out before the 8N. I don't know. It's a Ford thing, I guess, right? Like, didn't the Model T come out before the Model A? Like, the Model A was, I don't know, something about that. But yeah, that little 2N tractor on the fair video, I didn't actually talk about it as much because they had a plaque on it, and I didn't really read the plaque until I was editing. So that little 2N tractor had a fitting for the intake, and it would create a vacuum. And they had a little vacuum milk machine for milking cows, and that tractor was set up so that you could run two milking machines with the vacuum of the tractor. So you would use your tractor to milk your cows. And I love that. That's the one thing I really loved about that segment of the fair. The old tractors, the old engines from the South Jersey Engine Association. But the ingenuity back then, it was almost homemade. They had gas-powered engines running washing machines, and they were just so mechanically, like, common sense mechanics, and they were heavy duty. But I just loved looking back at the old technology. Brian, take care. Good to see you. I don't know if, Brian, if you made a comment about when your live stream is, because I think you're celebrating 10,000 subscribers, if I'm not mistaken. So congratulations on that. Okay, so yes, Brian, that Fix-It guy, has a live stream tomorrow. Do me a favor. Well, it's not really a favor. I'm just going to tell you that you might want to check out that Fix-It guy on YouTube. Brian does a lot, mostly plumbing work, and he really is helpful to a lot of people and just a nice guy. So if you're interested in seeing his content, go check out that Fix-It guy. And it would be fun if we would all support him tomorrow when he does his live stream. So go over to his channel, check it out, and I don't know if he published when the live stream is going to be, but if you can, be there. Be there for him. That's one great thing about this whole YouTube community, is supporting one another. The viewers, the content creators. It's what we do. David White has a Coyote and loves it. Yeah, my neighbor has a Coyote, a biggin. He's got a biggin, bigger than my little B2601. He has a BX Kubota, and then his bigger tractor, like a 40-plus horse, is a Coyote, and it's nice. Looks very nice. Let me just catch up on some comments here. Hey, Mike from AK Dad Stuff. I was thinking about you earlier today. He just ran through my mind, and actually brought up your channel just to check on you, because I thought, I haven't heard from Mike for a long time. And Mike, the latest video from Mike on AK Dad Stuff, he's prepping for their, I guess it's a county fair, up there in Alaska land. So that was pretty neat. He was using his, he also has a B2601, and he was prepping the arena, scraping off I think the wood chips so they could put fresh wood chips down. But anyway, good to see you. Good to see that you're seem to be doing well there, Mike. Derek Lincoln, first two ends had steel wheels because of the war. Oh, interesting. I have seen tractors with the steel wheels, and I guess if you're in soft dirt, that would be okay, right? Yeah, Mikey 0011 is talking about the hit and miss for washing machine. Yeah, in the fair video, I had a little shot of an engine running a washing machine. Projects with Paul. Model A was first. All right, well then it makes sense. Model A followed by the Model T. But how'd they get from the A to the T? There was no, Model B, C, D, right? Who knows how they come up with these things? Again, I am reading comments. AK Dad Stuff. You stayed at the fair for 10 days. Wow. That's a long... Was the fair open that long? Because that's a long fair. Our fair is, what, 3 days? Notice how I ducked out of frame to cough, and you didn't even notice because you didn't know what I was doing. I could take a break like that. It's okay to have quiet time. David White thinks that I should buy a Coyote Tractor to replace my mower for my wife. Interesting point, David. I don't know much about Coyote Tractors, but I would imagine they must make like a BX-sized tractor. Got to say, my wife did say she would like to replace the old Aaron's mower. Even after all that welding I did, the other day it threw a belt, and I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but it either broke a belt or threw a belt. So out of commission once again, and it may be getting to the point where we can't keep reviving this thing. It was not made, I don't think it was made to last 10 years, which it's about 10 years old. I don't think it was made for that, and it certainly wasn't made for the work that we do with it. It's probably made for a relatively small manicured property, and we just use it before I even had the B2601, we would mow. We have a small pasture, but we would mow it with that, and you know, kind of beat it up. So maybe I'll look at Coyotes. Be neat to see. Right now, I'm looking at Facebook Marketplace for used items because everything is really expensive. Really expensive. Watershed Overlook, Virginia State Fair is also 10 days. Boy, that's a long time. Really long. Maybe it's not long. Maybe it just seems long because I'm used to a 3-day fair. John Ritter, the limited edition Kubota. That was interesting that the Kubota dealer that was there had a limited edition. What was it? A 4030, some kind of some 40 something. And I don't, John, were you serious when you were commenting that the limited edition means you can get it without certain things? Like, maybe that makes sense. It's limited. I just thought of that. Like, the limited edition means it's limited with options. Like, it doesn't have this, it doesn't have that. Could it be? That seems kind of interesting. Jeremy's saying the CS series. I guess, is that the Coyote CS series that matches the BX? I'm guessing so. Yeah, David saying his is a 25 horsepower, same as a BX. Oh, thank you, David. Yes, David sent me some pictures. He won the stickers, and he sent some pictures stuck to his loader. And I did notice that was a Coyote, but I didn't notice the size or the model of it at all. So thank you for that. If we were to get a little BX or something or similar, it doesn't have to have a front-end loader. There's really no need for that because I have the Kubota. I can't really see a need for having a smaller tractor with a loader. So probably just a tractor with a belly mower would be good. A lot of people swear by the zero turns, and I know they are pretty nice, but I think my wife likes traditional steering wheel driving. So I'm not sure that we'll look at anything beside that at this point. There's some model numbers here. Yes, K&H, Facebook Marketplace will get you in trouble. You got to be careful. But I found some good deals on Marketplace, and I've sold several things on Marketplace. It seems a little, maybe it's just me, but it seems a little better than Craigslist. Craigslist can be a scary place, and I've sold things on Craigslist before too. I don't know if I've ever actually found anything to buy on Craigslist. I don't know. Donald, New York State Fair is 18 days long. Boy, then maybe 10 is just right. Question from Watershed Overlook. Do you think Mrs. Ed, Mrs. MCG, would enjoy a zero turn? That's what you mean, right? A ZTR? Yep. Don't know. Neighbor has a Dixie chopper, and maybe she'll try that out. But again, she likes traditional sitting on a tractor, driving with a steering wheel. And I get that. So I don't know that her mission is to mow necessarily quickly and efficiently. She just likes to mow, and doesn't matter how long it takes. She just gets in the zone and mows. So, okay. Tony G was saying that John is correct, and Neil has a video on the limited editions. I have to look that up. Neil meaning Neil Messick, who was one of our live stream guests, if you recall. That was a fun one. Yeah, the limited, no mirrors, different 3-point, no armrests, backwards marketing with cheaper price. Branded as limited. Yeah, I think we figured this out. I think that limited edition means limited options. So you would think limited edition means something really special. Interesting. Coyote CX series is the same as the B. Okay. All right then. Let me read a bit. You can get some zero turns with a normal steering wheel. I've never seen that. Interesting. That must be, for some reason, I picture that a zero turn with a steering wheel. To me, seems like one of those. Remember when you were a kid, those sit and spins? They still make those things. You know what I'm talking about. It's like a little 24-inch disc, and you would sit on it. It had a wheel in the middle, and you would spin around. That's what I'm kind of picturing with the zero turn with the steering wheel. That was a good illustration, wasn't it? Did you picture that in your mind when I talked about it? Yep. And Keegan Timber Channel says zero turns are great. Takes a few hours to get comfy. Yeah, I only used one once, and it was really awkward at first, but then I believe it is like riding a bike. You just get very comfortable with it, and you become one with the machine. But I know people love them. I mean, they just make a lot of sense, especially for commercial work. Yeah, I'm just reading along here. Robert Hamilton has a question. Any update on your wood chipper? Is it still working well? I haven't used it for a little while, Robert, but we may use it this weekend because in the recent video where we had Jack cutting down the big silver maple, he left everything on site. I mean, I asked him to because it saved me some money. So I said, leave everything. But they stacked all the limbs up very neatly. What a great job that he and his helpers did. They stacked up all the branches along the fence line with the branch end out. So we can come in with the wood chipper and just start feeding them in. Now, some of them are going to be too big for the wood chipper, so we're going to have to cut them up. But they've been out there now for about a month, and they're starting to dry out a little bit. You know, I don't like to chip fresh green wood, but you also don't want to chip wood that's starting to get soft and starting to rot. So it's nice if it dries out just a little bit, and then it chips very nicely. I mean, I would like to say that I waited intentionally for that, but it's just life's been busy. But we do want to get the wood chipper out there, so I'm thinking it's very possible that we'll get out there this weekend, depending on what's going on. And I'll probably record some of that for you. So I do love that wood chipper. I mean, it is fun. It's therapeutic, just feeding limbs, and it's a great family activity. Chipping wood. Oh, I need some wood chips because this video that is going to come out in a few days, did I mention it already? I think I did. That I bought a Harbor Freight car portable garage, the tarp type. But I want to put wood chips inside of it instead of dirt and grass. So I plan to chip up those trees and then, put maybe 3-4 inches of wood chips inside. That is the plan. So, thank you, Derek. The Cub Cadet RZT SX54 has a regular steering wheel, and it's a zero turn. So, it's interesting. Jack should start a channel. Oh, you're talking about Jack? I told Jack that, right? Jack, the arborist. First of all, I thought the video of him cutting down that silver maple was just really fun to watch. And then that next week, Jack agreed to be the live stream guest. And I've had comments from people saying that he was such a great live stream guest. And I agree. He was fun to talk with. And I mentioned to him when he was here, I said, Jack, you should start a YouTube channel. You should just do it. And he said other people have mentioned that to him. I think he'd be great. You're right about that. So, Jack, I don't know if you're watching. If you are, look, you already have an audience here. Good reason to start. Hillside's talking about a Honda four-wheel drive with four-wheel steering. I've seen some of those four-wheel steering mowers, not in person, and always wondered how they work. Keegan Timber Channel. Question. Ed, did you buy a cow at the fair? I did not buy a cow. Our friends, though, do have some cows there, and they show them, and they win prizes with them because they do a nice job. But have I ever had a cow? I don't think I've had a cow. No. My neighbor had a pet cow named Horace. He was wasn't a Jersey cow. Maybe it was a Jersey cow. Anyway, his name was Horace. He was a nice cow. I have had a few animals. Now, we used to have sheep. The most we ever had was 12 or 15 sheep, which was too many for the couple acres we had them on. And I like looking at sheep. They're really pretty when they're out in the field. They add a nice element to a pasture when you see sheep grazing. Besides that, I don't like anything else about sheep. And if you watch Clarkson Farm on Amazon Prime with Jeremy Clarkson from the speed show. What's it called? I can't think of it. Anyway, Clarkson Farm, one of his episodes, he gets sheep. And at the beginning, it's like, oh, this is nice. And I'm thinking in my mind, this is not how sheep are. And then later in the episode, as things evolve, it shows what sheep are. And my wife and I were watching, and we were like, yep, that's exactly, even though we had a lot fewer sheep than he did, exactly the same personality. And he seemed to feel the same way about his sheep as I did. It's kind of a love-hate relationship, but they were pretty. So anyway, we had sheep. At one point, I had a donkey. I did buy a pet donkey. I heard that they protect sheep from coyotes, which at the time we had them, I don't think coyotes were around here. Now they are. They're coming around quite a bit. I had the neighbor's dog kill a couple sheep. Anyway, I had a donkey for a while. His name was Pee-wee. I had a pig that somebody gave me, and it was a male pig. It was not castrated. He was friendly as anything, but he continued to grow and grow and grow. And this pig was like the size of a pony, small pony, and I couldn't keep it anymore. I used to take him out and walk around the property. He would just walk around, but sometimes he would root, and he would root against me, and I was a little fearful sometimes, thinking, this is a lot of power. So anyway, I gave him to a neighbor who was not going to harm the pig. I can't remember his name. The neighbor's name I remember. His name was Joe. I can't remember the pig's name. But he kept the pig until he lived out a full life. He took good care of him and just was a pet pig. So that was fun. I don't think I've had any other livestock type animals. I've had chickens. I've had ducks. But now it's just a couple dogs. Top Gear. Thank you. Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear has this Clarkson Farm show. It's really an entertaining show. I enjoy it a lot. I'm about halfway through the season and look forward to finishing it. And I heard they renewed it for another season, so that's kind of fun. But it's a reality show, and you know that a lot of things are staged, but there's the traditional cast of characters, and you get to know the characters, and it works. It just works. It's very fun. Indy Tommy Tips. Good to see you, Indy Tommy. And Mikey's asking a question about the 3-point in float mode, and they're always in float mode. There's no downward pressure with a 3-point. There's only upward pressure. So basically, when you let it down, it's in float mode. There's no other way. So what are you working on, Mikey 0011? Because certainly if you're using a scraper blade, it may seem like you're not in float mode if you have that scraper blade tilted too much in, because what's happening is it's digging into the ground as you pull forward. You might be thinking you need it to float above the ground, but it keeps digging in. So if you happen to be using a scraper blade, level that thing out so it's not digging in, but it's either level or even back a little bit, so that as it scrapes, it'll float against the ground. Vinny is laughing at MJA. I don't know why. Oh, you're talking about my cow wash comment, huh? There's a question from Watershed Overlook. I'm kind of going all over the place here. But I appreciate all the interaction. I really do. And we have quite a few viewers on tonight, so it's going to be a fun sticker giveaway because there's going to be a lot of competition out there. But a question for Watershed Overlook: any progress on the chainsaw art? No. In fact, I still have not sent him pictures of the tree. He's usually at the fair, and I didn't see him this year. But I promised him pictures of the tree. He's also booked out, so I think I secured a weekend for October, one of the days of a weekend in October or November even. I think that's how far out he's booked. So no progress yet, no ideas. I don't even know anything. I'm kind of counting on him as an artist to look at it and say, I see, this in there, and I don't know. I don't have an eye for that, but good question, and we will definitely get footage of him carving this tree because I think he does amazing work. It's very interesting. It'll be fun. I already asked him, would you mind if I recorded what you're doing when you're doing it? And he's like, it's your property. Record whatever you want. So that's kind of cool. Tony G, thank you for that comment because I was thinking about this. Tony's talking about this Harbor Freight garage that I put up, and I want to put wood chips down. And Tony G is saying, consider putting a layer of plastic before the wood chips because you get condensation. I wondered about whether plastic would be good or not good because I felt like if I put plastic down and then the wood chips get wet, but they shouldn't get wet, right? Because they're undercover. Yeah, good point. I had the guys, when they poured the concrete in my shed, put plastic down under the concrete. You might think that's weird, but that's common practice now, at least for basements and buildings, is to put some like 5 mil plastic down before you pour the concrete because concrete does breathe somewhat. So by having that plastic down there, it really seals that concrete and you don't get moisture wicking up through there at all. So good point about the wood chips. That would probably help. It's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that. Tony, thanks for that. I'm behind on comments here. I see folks like Paul subscribing to Homestead Engineering. That's nice. We always appreciate that. And I've mentioned that in live streams in the past. When you look at these live chat comments, a lot, maybe most of these comments are being made by folks who have channels of their own. Now, there are a lot of people who watch the live stream or watch videos who don't have YouTube channels, but a lot of them do. So as you're reading through these comments, and if you see something that looks interesting, either open a new tab or write it down for after the live stream because we don't want you leaving the live stream, but go check out their channel. And if you like it, subscribe to it. And if you find it's not what you want, you can unsubscribe. That happens to some of us. People unsubscribe. Anyway, definitely check out some of these folks because they have some great channels. Ross on the Land agrees with putting plastic down under the chips of the coverall. All right. Maybe I'll do it. I think I'll do it. No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put plastic down. And Ross on holiday, thanks for joining us from the beach or wherever you are. MJ is talking to Vinny about pigs seem pretty smart. I've heard that pigs are smarter than dogs. Brian in Florida. Hey, Brian in Florida. You will get water under the walls. Yeah, I wondered about that. But I guess it depends on the ground. Actually, everything gets wet around here in the wintertime. I mentioned that in the video. But we'll see. It's a temporary structure. The whole idea of these portable garages is temporary. And I know temporary is subjective because everything's temporary. But, they're made to be relatively temporary. So Herb has a question. Maybe do half the shed with plastic and half without. No big deal. Go back and redo. That's possible. That's possible. All right. Bill coming in here at the end. Sorry, almost missed it. Well, you haven't missed much, Bill. Let me tell you, we're just chattering away, or I am. There's nobody else here tonight, just me. No live stream guests. I don't have anybody right now scheduled, although I've talked to a few people and we're trying to work out scheduling. It's tough. People have summer activities with the kids right now, and it's just a busy time for people. So in the fall, when things slow down, maybe we'll get some more live stream guests. This might be a good time for me to mention that if you have a favorite channel and you would like to see them as a guest on this live stream, why don't you put that in the comments, and we'll see if they would be a good fit for being a live stream guest, and I will reach out to them and see if they would be so gracious as to join me. I have had some respectful declines. I don't know what the word would be, declinations. But no, there are some channels that I really enjoy watching, and I thought they would be a good fit. But some people have said, they're just too busy, and I get that. I get that a lot. So I respect that. I think they just don't realize how fun it would be and how easy it would be. I mean, I make this easy, right? Anybody who has been a live stream guest, they know, it's just easy to just chat for an hour and be done. And all you good, fine folks really enjoy it. So, Watershed, most of your favorites have already been guests. Yeah, but there are more out there. And again, I feel like I repeat myself a lot, but I am amazed how big YouTube is. That I find channels that have, a lot of times I find big channels, with like 200, 300, 500,000 subscribers, and I'm like, how did I not even know this channel existed before? I mean, it's a really big, popular channel, and then there they are. So there are channels out there that we don't even know about. These YouTube channels are like stars. I mean, like stars in the sky. Like, holy cow, there's another star. Like, I didn't even see that before. Tony G's making some recommendations. Biff's Equipment. So, yep, that's good. That's good. And, yep, John, an hour went by and it felt like 5 minutes. Yeah, we're going to wrap up here momentarily. So get ready for that sticker drawing because it's coming up. Oh, MJA mentioned Ken's Carpentry. I may have emailed Ken. I'm not sure. I really like Ken's Carpentry channel. It has nothing to do with tractors, nothing to do with gardening or outdoor stuff, but Ken's Carpentry, well, his name is Ken. He's up in one of the New England states, I believe, Maine or Vermont or somewhere, and basically his channel is all just building garages. He builds garages for people, but what a nice guy. I mean, you watch his channel and he's so mellow. He walks you through the process. He talks about the exact cost of the project. He's talked a lot about the cost of lumber and how it's affected his business or his prices. But I definitely recommend Ken's Carpentry, Carpentry with a K, and good suggestion. I don't know if I emailed. I think I emailed him, but people are some of these bigger channels. Now Ken's got a lot of subscribers, and I get some emails, and I'm a small channel, so it's hard to keep up. So I get that. Yeah, I see Dave saying Tractor Man 44 is here, and maybe Tractor Man 44 will be a guest. I think I can share that we've talked about that, and we're hoping that'll happen sometime. Again, end of summer, maybe fall. But that's what we're working on. And how about we do some stickers? Because we're wrapping up here. Let me find what I have here. Remember, you could win all 3 of these stickers. Talk about limited edition. I mean, I'm running out of these things, and I have not ordered any more. So I better figure out something to do in the future. But I started out giving away one of each type of sticker, and I've stuck, no pun intended, I've stuck with that. And so I'm still giving away, wait, there's 4 there, giving away all 3 of these, and I'm going to keep that up. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to put a phrase up, and then you're going to type in the live chat comments exactly what I put up on the phrase. It doesn't matter if you type it once or 10 times. It's only going to pick out one of your time. Like the other ones are going to be, it'll ignore your other comments if you type it more than once. I do ask that you are in the States or in Canada. I don't mind sending them to Canada, but I can't send these anywhere besides the States or Canada because it's just too, I don't know how to do that, and it's a little more expensive. It's a little more expensive to send to Canada, but not bad. It's not that bad. So I'm going to bring that up. Let's see. Wait, since I like I like this theme song here. I've been using it. So get ready. You're going to type it in the comments. How come it's not working? Let's see. All right, let's hope this works. Oh, there we go. So you're going to type in the live chat comments hashtag 30 because this is the 30th live stream. Now, if you think next week the secret word is going to be hashtag 31, it's probably not. So, in the live chat comments, not in the replay, type hashtag 30, and you could be a winner. We usually get about 30 entries, so we're going to wait and see if we'll get 30 entries. Good little time killer. Uh-oh, it's 7:59. What if this thing cuts off at 8 o'clock? 27 entries. Ross, typed hashtag 300 because Ross already won. I really appreciate it when you guys send me pictures of your stickers. I've gotten some emails of stickers on tractors. Edward Joyce, who has been on our live stream a few times in the comments and also as a on-screen guest, he sent a picture, and I posted this on Facebook. He was at the Sturgis bike rally with his Harley, but he posted a picture of himself with an orange MCG T-shirt that he bought from shopmcg.com. So that was fun to see the T-shirt way out there in South Dakota. 30 entries. That's usually about where we cut it off. So I'll give you just another moment. All right. Hope this works. All right. Here we go. Ready? 31 entries. This is it. Drawing now. I don't have any sound effects for this one, though, tonight. Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. Brrr. Who will it be tonight? I forgot to say, I hope I didn't screw this up, but I forgot to say if you already won, you're disqualified. Colin McPhail. Did I say that correctly? Congratulations, Colin. That is exciting. Brian says, better than Monday Night Football. Well, that could be. I mean, I've never been a sports guy, so, but thanks for that comment. Hey, Brian, or Colin, let me tell you what to do here, my friend. You're going to have to email me, so I have your full name and your mailing address. So you're going to email me at, as soon as I can find it, somewhere on here. The email address you're going to use is contactmcgtv@gmail.com. So send me an email at contactmcgtv livestreamsetup@gmail.com. If you can't find that email address, you can go back and rewatch this to find it, or go to my YouTube page, and there's an About tab on YouTube, and you can click that About tab, and it'll reveal this very email address. So email me, Colin, and I will get these stickers out to you. So I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the live stream tonight, make sure you click the thumbs up, because that makes me feel good. And also, YouTube likes it. You know, YouTube says, hey, this guy's got a good channel if he has all those thumbs up. Anyway, I do appreciate you being here, so clicking the thumbs up would be most helpful. If you're here tonight for the first time, first live stream, I sincerely welcome you, and I'm really, really glad that you're here. And if you've not subscribed to the channel yet, please come aboard. Subscribe, click the little bell, and make it turn gray so you get notified each time I put out a new video. I think technically the only people who would know about this live stream are the ones who are subscribed. So anyway, I hope you'll subscribe. Let me get rid of that. We had enough of that on the screen. That's what happens. I get sidetracked with comments, and I forget to unclick something or do something else. And then I'm also trying to read comments. Yeah, sorry, John, you didn't win tonight, but that means you're getting closer and closer to having a chance of winning for sure. So, MJA, thanks for being here tonight. Hey, listen, I want to thank you all for being here. It really means a lot to me. I have fun every Monday night when we do this. I wasn't sure we'd keep it up, and it's just grown and grown, and a lot of fun. So check out this week's video that's going to be coming out with the Harbor Freight Garage. It's not a how-to video. Like a lot of my videos, it's just watching me work and struggle with things, and if nothing else, it's mindless entertainment. So thanks again. Have a great night. Have a great week, and I really look forward to seeing you next time.